Greetings everyone, my name is Shawnee Benton and I am the co-founder and CEO of Soul Leadership Development Institute, and I'm so excited to be with you for this segment today, which is entitled Being a Rooftop Visionary. Now, all of us are visionaries, all of us have a purpose on the planet, but some of us are activated around that vision and we're doing something every day to bring it to fruition, and others are trying to discover what that is. So this segment, Being a Rooftop Visionary, gives you an opportunity to engage in a part of a system that I've developed along with a young entrepreneur, Jasmine Gibson, so that we can support you in getting really activated or expanding your understanding of your vision so you can attract abundance, or if you're just starting out, you can get grounded in why you're here on the planet and what you're called to do. I desire to work with children from infancy to 5 years old. I want to open my own childcare business called Be the Tree Academy. I want to work with children, but I also want to partner with families so that they know that they have support and a solid foundation for their children. So part of the Rooftop Visionary system, I take people who are involved with it through a mind, body, spirit transformation experience. So one of the activities that we do is to support visionaries in getting clear about where they are as far as the activation of their vision. So Jasmine, as it relates to your vision about Be the Tree Academy, what would you say your clarity of vision is? So I'm going to give you a few categories. Would you say that you are experiencing blurry vision as it relates to Be the Tree Academy? Would you say that you have 20/20 vision, that you're nearsighted or farsighted? So let me explain a little bit. So blurry vision is like, you know that you have a name for it, which is great, because a lot of visionaries or entrepreneurs or people who want to pursue business don't have that level of clarity. And when you name a thing, it enlivens the vision. So you have that, and you talked really specifically about what you want to have happen. But blurry might mean that you don't know the people, the circumstances, like how this vision is going to unfold. You're just speaking it into existence right now. So 20/20 vision means like you're clear. You know who you're going to speak to. You know what monetary pieces you're going to pursue, whether you're going to do a GoFundMe campaign or you're going to write proposals to get money. Farsighted means you can see it way out, like the possibilities, like maybe in 10 years I can get this done. But you don't have necessarily the pieces, the particles in place to move you closer to that vision or to start getting it activated. And nearsighted is you can see the little pieces, but the larger piece, the larger vision is not as clear. So when you think about all four of those categories, where would you place yourself as far as your clarity of vision around Be the Tree Academy?
I think I would say nearsighted. There's a lot of little pieces that I know about, but as far as what it takes, the more larger pieces to make it happen, I'm still unclear about, or how to, for example, get the funding that I need, or each part of the business plan that needs to be done. So there's certain things that I see very clearly, but the larger pieces that would bring it all together, I'm still unsure about.
Got it. So this section of the Rooftop Visionary Experience is about the stretch. And the reason why I call it the stretch is that when we are working on something, we usually operate from our conditioning. So you know what I mean when I mean conditioning? You know what I'm talking about?
I think so. What we're used to doing, what we've been taught over time. So something.
All right, awesome. Like, sounds like you've been through the process already. So yes, our conditioning, what we've been through already, our structures that we already have in place that we're accustomed to living up out of, and it's our comfort zone. So what I want to ask you about is, where is your level of conditioning and structure and maybe 1 or 2 dimensional thinking around Be the Tree Academy, where you might benefit from some stretching and growing and doing something unreasonable or approaching someone unreasonable about what you need to bring the academy to fruition? What do you know to be true about yourself that it might be like rigid or like, oh, I'm just doing things this way because I've always done them this way?
I think I carry a lot of fear about, I guess, what people or potential customers would think when they look at me.
And why? How might they be thinking when they're looking at you?
Well, sometimes I believe that a lot of people look at me and assume that I'm a lot younger than I am. Okay. So sometimes I feel like they won't take me as serious when they see me, or like think, what could this girl possibly know about children?
Wow.
You know,
got that.
So it keeps me from putting myself out there more or letting people know what it is that I do.
Okay. Share two more. I have something to share about what you just talked about, but I would love to hear two more so that I can hear like a couple of things about where you're struggling.
I also have some fears around money, and feeling like there's a lot of things about the economy and stuff like that that I just know nothing about. And so that also brings up a lot of anxiety about where to get funds when trying to start a business.
Awesome. And do you have a third thing? Stops or blocks or places where you don't allow yourself to stretch?
I think sometimes I rely on talking to people through technology instead of in person.
Got it. When I think of someone young, the natural thing that goes through my mind is that people are so blown away when a young person declares that they want to open a business. So you're thinking of it like, oh, like what does she know? I'm thinking of it like people will be impressed and they will feel like, I want to support this young person. As you get older, people are like, they think that you got this already. So they're not likely to hand over money in the same on the same level. And I'm not saying take advantage of people, but this youthfulness that you carry and that you literally are 25 and you look younger would have people like, wow, I really want to support her. So what is some of the historical stuff that has you not stretch and grow beyond your growing edge in the area of money for Be the Tree Academy?
Well, for a long period of time, I feel like I never really gave money much thought because I feel like I never had to.
Right. Now, why didn't you have to?
Because I just felt like anything that I needed was supplied to me. I never had to worry about having a job or anything of the sort until I reached college, basically.
Yeah.
I mean, there were times I needed money before then, but it wasn't anything that important. I feel like college was the point where I felt like if I didn't have money well, it became more important that I had money to travel to school because I was a commuting student.
Right.
I was also an art student when I first entered college, and I needed money for supplies constantly. I needed money for books. I needed money to pay my tuition and all this. And because I never thought of money or how important it was, when I got into college, I didn't really think of, well, how am I going to pay for this? I just assumed, like, you know, everything was going to be taken care of.
As a business owner in 2015, is it in your best interest to have your 17-year-old self, who is fearful and triggered by those moments, running the show for your 25-year-old? You as a 25-year-old wanting to own a business and moving forward? Is it good to have her running the show and having those conversations with people or not?
I realized that, we make up these stories about, what can happen, and these fears come up that we never really release, but every experience after, we're holding on to these same fears, but not realistically connecting it to what's really happening in the moment, but what's happened in the past.
Absolutely. So, that's great.
Time to shed that.
Yes. Because who gets impacted when you don't have those conversations? What gets impacted, and literally who gets impacted if you don't do what there is to do so that Be the Tree Academy can live and breathe?
My passion gets impacted.
So you first. Who else?
the children that I want to, and the families that I want to provide my services.
Right. And there's nobody else on the planet like Jasmine Gibson, and there's nobody else who can do it the way that you do it. There may be many academies spread across the United States and abroad, but nobody is you. And nobody will attract the same level of team or support or have the vision around what the structure and curriculum is for Be the Tree Academy but you. So when you don't do it, there are little children that never get an opportunity to get activated, ignited educationally because you're not in the work, because you have a 17-year-old telling you, don't go there, I'm going to be embarrassed, don't do this because you'll be humiliated, don't do this because there's not enough. And that old historical conversation has no place in your current vision and your current purpose. So as you educate yourself and realize that's old, past historical framework that doesn't work, then you get an opportunity to activate something and be a rooftop visionary, not a ground floor visionary. Rooftop Visionary Journey is about mind, body, spirit transformation, because what we're going to need to transform this planet is every visionary, every leader, every entrepreneur to be engaged about their business and bringing about what it is that they're called to from their heart to do in the world. Thank you so much for listening. And Jasmine, thank you for being with us and for sharing your vision. And if you're interested in more, please visit us at www.soulleadership.com, or you can also contact us at 718-781-6979. And go out and be a rooftop visionary today and just be awesome. Thank you.